generation iron app on Google Play and the App Store.
Cool, man. So how you been holding up, man? This virus has got everybody quarantined.
Yeah, this craziness been going crazy. I'm in Atlanta, so you see a lot in the news and stuff, and we're actually doing actual shutdown tomorrow. So no leaving the house. Only things open, I think, is grocery stores, but they're still saying you can't leave unless it's an emergency.
So until now, everything was remained open.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Well, most stuff is closed. They just now, I guess they put like the martial law in or something like that. So
Yeah, because we in New York and California, man, both both
yeah,
both both sides, and it's been shut down for a while here, man. It's crazy.
yeah, man. This don't even seem like real life.
I know, man. So how you been with the whole quarantine, staying home, and the gyms being closed? How you gonna continue
Um,
training?
I'm still managing the train. I'm gym hopping. Most gyms around here is closed. There's a few cities like 30, 45 minutes. I've been driving to still get my training session in. But it's not a consistent every single day thing because the gym is so packed. So I don't like to be around all those people right now around this time. So just being smart. But after, like I said, after tomorrow, the whole shutdown, everything will be pretty much done for a little bit. So
Are you concerned about that as far as continuing the, being a bodybuilder? You need a gym, obviously. I mean, that's that's the core of what you do.
yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I never took a break from working out. I struggle taking rest days as it is, so this will be very needed for my body. I say that because Dexter Jackson is a perfect example. He take 2 3 weeks off after his shows or Olympia and stuff like that, and it's important to take time off, especially if you've never done it before. You beat up your body, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be well needed.
Gotcha, man. Do you feel like Olympia will be canceled this year?
I don't know if it's gonna be canceled. It can go it can go either way. They cancel so much stuff. They're thinking the season won't start till August, because I know they moved New York Pro to August, so we'll see and find out, man. It's a 50-50 right now at this point.
It seems like it's so much uncertainty right now. Not just in bodybuilding, but the whole world. It seems like everybody's trying to figure things out, and it's kind of been driving everybody crazy.
Yeah, man. I think everybody just needs to chill out, relax, stop listening to what everybody else saying, and just follow the CDC. The news, not instead of word to mouth. You know what I mean? I think that's why so many people panicking at this time because they're so worried about the virus. Just relax. The whole world is going through it. We can't do much about it. You know what I mean?
That's a good point for sure. For sure,
So
I agree with you. So let's talk about you, man. You came on the scene very strong last year. From what I noticed, it was like last year, and you right away you kind of were labeled as the it man. The guy that's gonna be. Every once in a while you get these kind of phenoms that come in, and all eyes are on them.
yeah.
In my opinion, you were that person. How did you feel like your entrance in the bodybuilding space and all those kind of like things happening around you? People are kind of putting you on a pedestal right away. Is that a lot of was that a lot of pressure on you when you came into business?
It was a lot of pressure. I remember telling my coach, PJ Brown, I just feel so pressured, and I felt that pressure starting going into the Arnold. I was a new kid on the block. But a lot of people loved my physique because I was the youngest guy on stage. I'm pretty much sure that I was. It was just new to me, especially doing Arnold for my second show and just everybody on social media tagging me. And I felt so pressured to do good. I felt like if I would have did bad, I would have let the whole world down, including myself and my coach. And I told him I feel so pressured. And he told me don't feel that way. Just keep your head up, stay focused. He even told me to stay off of social media during like a lot of my preps. I do my posts for my sponsors and get off. I try not to read and tell the people stuff. I try not to read the comments, the negativity, and stuff. I try to look past all that. And I had to deal with that for a little bit, and I got used to it over time. But I definitely felt pressure my whole year, actually, last year.
Hmm. But things were moving very fast for you because even when you came in the scene, it was like I think you were Flex Wheeler and PJ Braun, like two prominent names in the fitness industry, working together with you, pushing you, right?
Yeah, so Flex Willer was my coach. He got with me after Tampa Pro. I did that. That was my pro debut at the end of 2018. I was the last qualifier for the Olympia that year. And Flex Wheeler met me at the back of my show because I couldn't make weight. And he was like, let the kid go, man. He's sitting there outside. I'm outside literally running, doing jumping jacks, trying to make weight. And the scale was pretty messed up after the show, so it wasn't accurate. Eventually, they let me by, and I got a message from Flex after the show. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a prank or something. I'm like, damn, D Flex Wheeler took his time to message me. We worked from there, and met PJ, got with Blackstone Labs, and the rest was history from there. So Flex was coaching me. PJ was my sponsor, my supplement sponsor. Yeah. So yeah, now he's my coach. I started working with PJ after the Arnold Classic.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think winning the New York Pros? What was the highlight of your career so far? You think was it winning New York Pros the biggest one?
Definitely New York, because that's the most prestigious stage to compete in. I mean, that's Steve's stage. You know what I mean? So be able to compete and win that was amazing. The fans were amazing. I never been in front of fans like that. You can hit an awesome pose, all you hear is clapping and wow. Like the audience, when you have audience that interacts with you on stage, it makes everything so much better versus competing and it's quiet.
And what year did you actually start bodybuilding? Because I heard somewhere it was like 2017, like something very recent. Is that true?
2016.
16. Wow.
I did 2 regular shows, which I won both of those, and I did Junior USA, got my pro card in 2017. That was my first national show. And then, thank you.
So they call you the genetic phenom. Do you think when they call you that, it takes away from your hard work? Because obviously, I'm assuming you're working very hard to get to the level you're at right now. I'm saying,
yeah, for sure.
When they call you the phenom, I mean, does that is that good, bad? I don't know. How do you take it?
At one point in time, it used to bug me because it's how people said it. Like I have some people be like, oh, that's just genetics. I hate that. I hated that so much at the time. And after a while, I thought it was because, they was hating on me or they was envying me a little bit or something like that, saying it's just genetics, but it's so much more than that. You got to work your ass off. You can have the best genetics in the world, but if you don't diet and train right, you can still look like shit. You can still won't do good. That's just the truth. And
now, when you came on the scene last year, on a spotlight, the one of the headlines about you was always that you're natural. And PJ was like, I remember PJ was, when he called me when he signed you, actually, he was like, yo, we got
really?
this guy. Yeah, we got this guy. He's amazing. He's natural. And then a lot of headlines about you that you were natural. And then I think PJ even took a blood test or something to prove to everybody. PJ likes doing that stuff. But I mean, that was incredible, right? I mean, a lot of people probably didn't believe you were natural when that happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember my coach was saying we're finna go to the gym. Couldn't find out. I pulled up to like a little like a doctor office. I was like, this is not a gym. He said, you finna get your blood work done. See if you're natural. I was like, okay. He's like, you nervous? I was like, no. He's like, you sure? I was like, I'm positive, PJ. It's like, okay. And the test came back. PJ was like, wow, he is natural. And for anybody that watches this interview or whatever, I never told him to do this. It was one of those things, PJ's funny. He like to do stuff like that. Yeah, that what happened. But afterwards, when it went viral, I definitely got chewed a lot for sure. Like, people was talking bad about me and people was having interviews, making jokes and
Is that because they didn't believe you? They thought it was
yeah, people was having their own theories. Was like, he couldn't be natural because look at this, look at this, look at this. A natural person don't look like this and stuff. I'm like, people just are idiots, man. They just, I don't know. I mean, you can look at Ronnie Coleman back in the day when he played college football. He was a freak. He was humongous. I don't know if you ever saw that college football picture he posted on Instagram a while back. Massive.
Do you think trying to prove people you're natural today, social media, it's almost like a losing argument from the beginning? It's almost like there's no point of even bringing it up.
No, it's not. It's not even worth it. It's not worth it. Just work hard. Just work hard and do good. I mean, natural or not, it don't mean nothing. I mean, you can be on stuff and still, look like crap and don't do good. So it don't matter in this sport. It don't matter at all. So, for sure.
I agree with you. Now, I heard recently, just the other day, that you're switching over to 212 now from the classic physique. Is that true?
212, 100%.
Now, why is that? Why are you doing this? Because you were on a very good trajectory already in the classic division. Why suddenly the switch?
It was hard for me to make weight, sacrificing muscle. And how good can I be weighing 180 every single year? I can only get so much better. I can only get so much bigger. I mean, you can always come in condition, but perfect example, I think it was like 11, 12 days out from the show. I was like 8 to 10 pounds above stage weight, but it was nothing to lose. So now we're sacrificing muscle at the time. And my coach was like, what the hell? Like, you're peeled at 188, 190. What are we doing? And so after we did Olympia, whatever, we sat down and talked. It was like, you can either do classic physique and keep suffering and have to go through what we went through before, and you can't have a true off season, or we can actually take a year off, and actually, grow into a show and just let my full potential come out and compete with the big boys. I was like, let's do 212. Let's do it. And I always been told, in my ear about I should do 212, or Sean Ray and them talking about it when I was doing my posing routine about, how I could do 212 and stuff like that. But I think this is the best decision that I made, and I'm excited for it.
Now, are you concerned at all? Because a lot of guys that switch from division to division, usually it's like they switch over, but then something happens and they're forced to switch back. I'm sure you've witnessed that before. Are you concerned about that at all?
No, for me, no. But I do know what you're talking about. You'll see like the most switchover you really see the most is men's physique going to classic. If you think about it, that's kind of the most switchover you see the most. You don't really see too many 212 guys go to open bodybuilding. A lot of those 212 guys, they go there, they sit there. Not many classic guys went to 212. I really can't name that many that went to 212. I mean, they started off at 212.
I remember it was actually, Brian Ainsley was a 212 guy, and then he went to classic. Yeah, that was a success story. Obviously, he did an amazing job in classic physique because he was in two.
Yeah, Alex Cabanero that won the Arnold Classic, he did 212. Yeah. Was it 212 or open? It was one of those. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm definitely glad that I did that switch.
But
It was just
you know what I want to ask you? So in classic physique, right? Like, what is the ideal classic physique, right? Because so Brian Ainsley was ruling the Olympia for, like, I think he got 3 or 4 Olympias, right?
you
And
got
then
to.
he got two. Oh, he got two.
Yeah.
Okay, he got two. But he was like considered to be unbeatable almost, right, in that division. And then suddenly, Chris Bumstead defeated him last year, and people started saying that no, Chris is the ideal for specifically classic physique, right? And then
Mhm.
they started saying that Brian is more like a bodybuilder, like an open bodybuilder. So, like, what is in your opinion, the ideal physique for classic physique?
Small waist, always small waist. You think about back in the day, like Frank Zane, uh, arms. You got to have arms. If you don't have the peaks and the tries, you're not going to be the perfect classic physique. And you got to just be balanced, balance and well symmetrical, shoulders, chest, calves, quads. You just got to be even all over. I think a perfect classic physique is a small waist and a balanced body.
Hmm. So,
Very weak points.
so do you think? So, which one do you think fits more? Because they kind of have different bodies. If you look at
100% different, totally different.
right, like, so which one do you think would, like, going forward? Do you think they're gonna reward, the judges are gonna reward more of a Chris's physique going forward? Do you think?
It's so hard to tell, man. Like even for you, if I can ask that question to anybody, it's so hard to tell what it's going to go to. Like it's different. Like we had Breon twice. Everybody thought he was going to get it, but you got a half of the world saying Chris Bumstead is going to take it because he always been in the top two. So it's just so hard to say what they want. I still don't know what they want. You know what I mean? That's why people were so mad that I left, because it's like, oh, if you would have stayed this year, you would have won Olympia, or next year. Like, I just don't know what they want, to be honest, brother. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta put up with it, right, and see what happens.
Exactly.
Mm. How do you feel? A lot of the old school bodybuilders always saying that the posing is dead now in bodybuilding. They always complain that the posing aspect went away. Um, How do you feel about those statements? And do you feel like a lot of the new guys bringing posing, like have good posing skills?
As far as classic or open bodybuilding, just in general. Oh, in general, I do agree. Posing is not the same at all. Nowhere. Like if you can look at Melvin Anthony, you can just look at all the lineup from back in the '90s. They all had to flow. They had their own swagger. I mean, everybody was different, but they can pose. Now it's different. You know, everybody. A lot of people are so big, they're stiff. Honestly, I think 90% of the bodybuilders right now don't even practice posing. That's just my true, honest opinion. I mean, maybe they don't take it seriously, or maybe it's just I don't know. I really don't know. Like for me, when I was working with Flex, I mean, we posed for an hour and a half every single night for the Arnold Classic before bed. I stayed with him for a whole month, an hour and a half of posing. He used to make me pose for a whole entire song. A song is 3 minutes. He'll make me pose. If I mess up, he'll make me redo it all back over again. They don't do that no more. That's what they used to do back in the day. I love it. I love it. I mean, that's what makes you stand out. You know what I mean? That's what that's what part of bodybuilding. That's art. I mean, your body is the art. They want to see it flow. So that's what I mean by balance, like not just physique, but posing too as well. You can't have a pretty physique and you can't, present it. And now you're kind of defeating the purpose of it. That's my opinion.
Are they judging it now? Because I heard for a while they weren't judging. I think Olympia doesn't judge the actual routine, but the Arnold Classic started judging the actual. They started giving you points for the routine.
Seriously, I noticed Sergio won the best posing reward, and I was when I did the Arnold Classic last year. I don't. They didn't do that. So yeah. So no, I didn't know they was rewarding posing like that. That's awesome though. That's great.
Hmm. No, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, it seems like in the back in even in the '90s, that was like the pinnacle of the bodybuilding, right? It was presenting the actual it's almost like like a dance routine.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, even after the '90s, still when you had Kai Green up and coming, you had a lot of those guys were still doing pretty good. I definitely think it fell off though for sure.
For sure. Well, maybe you bring it back. I mean, there's a few guys out there. Terrence Ruffin is another example. He always took it seriously. There's a lot of examples out there, but it seems like overall, right, it's just not as much.
Yeah, overall it's not as much, but like you said, if they're judging the posing now, that's going to definitely put more people on their toes and stay on it.
Hmm.
So,
So why did you choose bodybuilding as your career? Why did you? What I mean,
bro,
whether it's classic physique or whatever, why did you choose to go that route?
man, hell, I didn't think I was going to compete, bro. I was playing football, just trying to walk on and play college football, different teams. And my last thing, I did not think I was going to do bodybuilding. The reason why I started is because I had people just one year after the other telling me you should do a show. I was like, no, I'm good. And then once I did my first show, I fell in love with the process. Challenging. I love it. It mentally, physically make you a better person. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't eat the same stuff for 12, 13, 16 weeks. It You got to be crazy to do this damn sport.
What is the most challenging part of it, you think, for you? Is it gaining the mass or is it conditioning?
Um, I would just say conditioning, but that just take time. Just dieting harder. I just come with just dieting harder and yeah, just conditioning. Like Arnold, I wasn't conditioned at all really. Only thing that saved me so much in shows, and just me being honest, is because of my shape and structure. A lot of people don't have that structure anymore and small waist. And so I think that's what saved me the most. But once we nailed my condition at the Arnold, that's what I think woke a lot of people up. But you just gotta diet harder. So that was honestly my problem was conditioning. But it won't be a problem anymore.
How did your family react to your career choice, being a bodybuilder?
They didn't understand at first. My dad did. He learned it. So he started watching Generation Irons. He started Googling Phil. He's Kai Green on YouTube. Now my dad fell in love with it. Been to every single show. Took a while for my mom to adapt to it. She used to call me and be like, "Hey, I cooked something. Come eat." I was like, "I can't eat that, mom." She was like, "Oh, so you don't like my cooking no more?" I'm like, "No, it's not that. I can't do it." After a while, she got used to it, and everybody else, adapt to it at some point. But they support me for sure, though. Say that again. Oh yeah, oh for sure. They seen how far I've been going so fast, man. They definitely respect it and love it and support it. So I can't ask for nothing else, man. At this point.
Mhm. What is the most challenging part about being in your profession, being a bodybuilder, competing, and being you, basically?
Um, it's not guaranteed, bro. You just got to be smart. You got to train smart. Your career could end tomorrow, today. Just be smart. I feel like doing bodybuilding makes me work even harder too, because outside of sponsorships and competition, I do online training. So you just gotta hustle, man. I'm a hustler, bro. So I gotta hustle doing this sport, especially like competing right now with all this BS. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you because it's like you mentioned uncertainty, in the sport of being a bodybuilder. You never know really what can happen, right? Injury, sponsorship. I mean, that's the crazy.
the virus is the perfect example, It's taking a hit for a lot of people that's not be able to compete. Like think about the people that do all these shows all year. That's their income. Now they're not competing, so now they gotta find something else to replace that. You know what I mean? So
Part, right? It's,
the virus is the perfect example.
mm,
It's taking a hit for a lot of people that's not be able to compete. Like think about the people that do all these shows all year. That's their income.
mm,
Now they're
absolutely.
not competing, so now they gotta find something else to replace that. You know what I mean? I tell people get a mentor, man. I got a mentor. Like PJ's my mentor. He tells me everything about the game. He guides me financially. He helps me with it, just with everything. And especially for a lot of up and coming people that wants to make a career, I'll tell them get a good trusting coach that knows what he's talking about, can guide you to that way. Cause that's what happened to me. And now I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream job. This is not even a job to me. This is just I love it just with everything. And
Mm-hmm.
so especially for a lot of up and coming people that wants to make a career, I'll tell them get a good trusting coach that knows what he. For my pro debut, my first coach was Lloyd Huford. He's based out in around the Atlanta area. He was my first coach, but before then, I prepped myself when I turned pro. In my first two shows, I prepped my own self. I was just using bodybuilding.com, using meal plans on that to prep myself. You say what now? Yeah, I appreciate it. It was one of those things I just wanted to learn myself, and I didn't have the money at the time to pay for no coach, paying like 200 something bucks a month. So I had to do it on my own, using meal plans on that
That's
to prep
incredible.
myself.
That's
You say what
incredible.
now?
That's incredible, man. That you did it on your own. That's really
Yeah, I
incredible.
appreciate it. It was one of those things I just wanted to learn myself, and I didn't have the money at the time to pay for no coach, paying like
Right.
200 something bucks a month. So I had to do it on my own.
Mhm. What advice would you give to a young bodybuilder, let's say, looking for a coach?
Well, besides finding a coach, I just tell a lot of younger people like do your own research first. If you want to do bodybuilding, cool, awesome. Google bodybuilding. Start studying these bodybuilders. Start looking into the history of it. Like learn the sport. And then if that's what you really want to do, now you find a coach. So that's when you kind of just got to shop around. You got to just ask other bodybuilders, get their opinions, and just go from there. It's kind of like a word of mouth type thing. It's kind of bad to say, but if you don't know and you don't know anything about it, you just kind of got to just ask around, surround yourself around, people that's doing what you're doing, and go from there. Your first coach ain't always gonna be your best coach. Maybe your next coach that may be your perfect coach. It's different for everybody. You know, yeah, 100%. You got to find the one that knows your body, that's going to listen to you. That's how it is. I mean, I went through it. A lot of people went through it. That's just part of. That's the name of the game for everybody.
Well, you probably got to try at least a few different ones, right, for you to really find the right one.
Yeah, 100%. You got to find the one that knows your body. That's going to just take the whole year off and grow. Yeah. Oh yeah, take the whole year off and grow. Yeah, I know a lot of people like rumors and stuff. People thinking I was going to compete like an indie pro or just these up and coming pro shows and stuff. But just take my time and just grow. I'm in no rush to compete no time soon. But the goal is compete at the end of the year or the 2021 for sure. So we'll definitely see. Um, yeah, just get yeah, put on a little bit more size, but Let's not get too big just to blow my shape away in my waist. Right now, I'm currently 209. I competed at the Olympia at
How mu-
178.
So you're
So I
gonna put on
made
a
drastically
lot more
lots of
mass, right?
improvement
You're
between
gonna
now
go
and
into
then. I'm a
obviously
whole
over
lot
200
bigger,
pounds
fuller, rounder.
because of the.
Honestly, if I prep right now, I can come in probably like 190 pounds shredded, 188 pounds shredded. So I'm gonna be at least 10, 15 pounds bigger, at least 10 to 12 pounds bigger when I go back on stage. We just taking it slow. We just tracking the progress, and wherever the progress leads us, that's where we're going to, okay, we'll do this show or such, you know.
Now that the Flex Lewis left 212, he's gonna be do men's open now. Who are the top three competitors in the 212 that you think people should be watching out for, or those who give you the most competition?
For the competition, like besides me competing, I'm a fan of the sport too. So I always like Sean Clarita. I think he was third at the Olympia. Um, Darius Lunsford, he's pretty good. He's always in the top. I liked him, and honestly, it was just Flex Lewis. Those were only three people at the time. Right now, I probably just got two. Probably just Derek and Sean and myself.
I remember. Listen, I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much,
It
man.
was good to finally meet you. You know what I'm saying? I hope we'll meet in person soon too, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. Thank you for calling me, man. This awesome. I've been waiting for something like this for a long time.
Absolutely. We can keep doing these, every few months or so. I want to learn more about your updates, and hope everything you stay safe, and it's gonna the whole virus thing is gonna blow over soon, man.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. And hopefully we can link up in person and go from there.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Hey, thank you so much, brother. Have a good one, man.